Hi, my name is Ruby Searles, and I'm on day 47, 48 of a juice cleanse. And I thought when I first started the juice cleanse, and long before when I was planning the juice cleanse in my head, I thought, I'm going to document everything, because everyone I see that does juice cleanses and then talks about it later says, I wish I would have documented that, but they didn't. And I know why. It's because it's vulnerable and it feels both intimate and very revealing to tell people about not just the big splashy revealing stuff like, oh, I lost this much weight, or oh, I pooped out this much stuff, or whatever, but the little revealing stuff like how boring it is to make the same juice every day. I love the green juice. We've been doing the lemon ginger blast, and we've been varying our fruit juices. We've been doing black grape juice, which is amazing. We've been doing cherry juice, and we'll do that more in the evening because it helps you sleep, which it really does. And we've been doing the watermelon pineapple and citrus and et cetera, but so keeping those variations in there. Oh yeah, and we did a V8. I love the V8 tomato juice, V9, whatever. But Carlos didn't like that one too much. So, those vulnerabilities that you don't want to admit to when you're on this hero's journey, or heroine's journey, but it's not, heroine. Anyway, those kind of little steps that are hard to focus on, and you don't want to focus on them in the moment. So of course you don't want to record them and then share them later. But when you reach the big moments, that's when you realize you should have been looking at the little moments and not recording them for posterity, but more just recording them so that you can track your progress and your journey. And my problem is, one of my life challenges is that I am very all or nothing when it comes to programs, plans, step-by-steps, instructions, anything like that. If I don't do it to the T perfectly, then I feel like it doesn't count at all, and I have to start over from scratch if I'm counting it or sharing it or something like that. If I'm just doing it, then I can say, oh, well, I had a bite of the baby's food today, keep juicing, no big deal. Well, in theory. But then what I really want to do is start over from scratch tomorrow and let myself eat another bite today. So that's the mind game. That's the really tough mind game. And, I can say this is day 48 of my juices, or I can say it's day 1, because I've eaten little bites of stuff here and there for the last 20 days, pretty much. And every day I wake up and I say, I'm not going to do that today. But then I'm having to get the baby's food and prepare it and heat it up and, all that stuff. And it's been very hard to maintain that and a schedule of juicing for 2 people. So, 6 quarts a day, 2 people, that's 12 quarts a day. 6 quarts of green juice, 6 quarts of citrus or pineapple or fruit juice or whatever. That's a lot of prep work. And when you have a 3-year-old, a high energy, beautiful, intelligent, challenging 3-year-old, you do your best. So I was motivated to make this video because I did have a big breakthrough the other day, physically, I guess. I do the no poo method, or whatever you'd call it. I don't use shampoo and conditioner in my hair. I use apple cider vinegar and water, and that's pretty much it. I've tried doing baking soda before, but it's always left my hair really nasty feeling, just very coarse and crunchy, and I was like, oh God. I realized I've been doing it wrong. I need to mix it with water and then soak and rinse my hair in that solution. What I had been doing was just pouring the baking soda on my head and trying to scrub it in. Anyway, I guess I'm a minimalist in preparation sometimes. But I soaked my hair in this baking soda. Let me back up a second. So I do the no poo method. Works great. I usually finger brush my hair because I like a little bit more defined curls instead of this sort of diffuse, frizzy, beautiful red fluff that I have. We live near Houston, and so it's very humid, and my hair always has a little bit of frizz to it, which I'm like, fine, that's whatever. I love my hair. So I finger brush it anyway, and I was finger brushing my hair. It was last Saturday, so that was like 5 days ago now. And I just noticed that my hair was super nasty. Like, I had woke up that morning and for some reason it was just really greasy. It was full of fuzz and fluff, like I had stuck my hair in a vacuum cleaner bag or something. It was gross. And so I was finger brushing my hair and I was getting all these like flakes. I used to have psoriasis really bad on my scalp my whole life until I started, eating healthy. And anyway, so, all this stuff was coming out in these big flakes and psoriasis and all. Anyway, so I was brushing my hair and a huge wad of hair came out because I shed a lot, So I was brushing all the hair out over the sink and all this stuff was coming out with it. And I was like, well, what am I going to do about it? So anyway, I looked it up and that's where the baking soda solution came in. I said, well, this time let me try and just like soak my hair in it. And I really wanted to soak my scalp because it was really thick and did not feel good. It had been itching for like 2 weeks, which used to happen all the time again. It happened all the time when I was eating gluten. That was like one of the first big symptoms I noticed when I stopped eating gluten, is that my scalp stopped itching so much. So anyway, I woke up that morning, brushed my hair, washed it. And so I ended up washing it in the baking soda solution and I soaked it in there for like 10 minutes, my whole scalp, all my hair. I just soaked it in that and I was really scrubbing around in there and trying to get it in there and all the little crevices or whatever. And then I rinsed it out and then I rinsed it again with an apple cider vinegar solution. And I use a squirt bottle like you can get at the store for ketchup or picnics or whatever. And so I put it in there and you have this fine tip so you can really get it like down in your scalp. And so I got it and I really soaked my scalp and my hair with the apple cider vinegar rinse. And then I rinsed that out with water. I felt like I had a whole new head of hair. My hair was soft, it was silky, it was clean feeling. And I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, well, it's just because you don't use shampoo. How gross. But it wasn't like that up until that point. Like, yes, my hair can get a little like greasy at the end of the day when I've been sweating and stuff, but you just wash it out with the apple cider vinegar. It's fine. But this was different. And I realized it was a detox reaction to the juice. So that's long story, not so short. A lot of stuff can happen. And so doing that, I realized that I need to share this process with people. I need to share the little things that lead up to the big things. And it's for me as well as the people who watch, who might be motivated or inspired or moved or even just informed, because when I started my health journey, which I can make another video about that later, it's a longer story. Back in 2004, you know, there goes my point. Hey, it's a first. So anyway, when I started my health journey, like, things were very different, and you just learn as you go. And that was the point. I was looking for information anywhere, and there wasn't much that I could find. I went to curezone.com, and man, that is like a bag of rabbit holes. So be careful going to that website. It can be very informative, but it's entirely user-led. Last time I was on there, it's just a platform to share information, and people share all the information. It's not always the right information or the smart information or the wrong. I mean, it's whatever, things work differently for different people. But anyway, that was part of my process, and it really helped me to hear that other people were experiencing the same thing I did, that people were finding solutions in the same places that I was looking. That sort of validated me when I had nowhere else to turn, because the medical industry, of course, that's all we need to say about that. There wasn't much out there to lead me other than the few little places I found in my own instinct, and hearing people's stories and what they were finding for themselves, and it was like you had to be a private investigator for your own health. And a lot of people still do, but I think a lot of people who are new to that process now in 2023, they really don't realize how much more information is out there compared to back then. I'm about to be 44, and I started looking, it's been, 2004, so it's been about 19, 20 years that I've been doing this, and more or less successfully. I think one of the big things I'll share before I finish up with this, that I have been so reassured and empowered even in my own process to hear other people talk about, is their slip-ups, and that is a good reminder for me to share my slip-ups with the world. Hearing about people who were so fired up and passionate about it, more so than me. I come to juicing and raw food, living food, health food, the healthy lifestyle concepts, all of that, I come to it out of a place of, I came to it in the past out of a place of, desperation, like many people. You feel like you're at the end. There's nothing out there for you. You're unwilling to accept the synthetic and false hope that Western medicine provides. And I swear, if Western medicine would just integrate a little bit of nutrition, it would be a little bit better. Come on. So I will continue my vulnerability and say, I know my lips are really chapped right now, and I've been sort of obsessing over them while I'm looking at myself in the camera. My house is really dry and I need to hydrate. So that's my reminder and my vulnerability. I'm going to end by saying that juicing is wonderful. It's challenging. Drinking the juice, to me, drinking the juice is easy. If I had someone set it down in front of me, I would be drinking juice all day. But making the juice, that's a little bit more challenging. And cleaning up after the juice is my least favorite part. Dishes. But that's also one of my challenges, is to learn to embrace the parts of a process that are not my favorite and lean into them. just like my yoga practice, which I need to lean back into, and that's a whole nother video. All right, thank you for listening to my intro video, my first ever YouTube video, and we'll see where it takes us. Have a good day.